as you see from the title, it's all about the Infinite Potion. Huge update. It's coming soon. It's in the Korean patch notes, and you know Global is going to pick it up in a week or two. So we got to get ready. We got to be aware of how these changes are going to affect the game, affect the silver per hour, affect the grind zones, affect your time that you preciously spend on BDO. And that's what I'm here for. I'm going to do the math. I'm going to break it down and let you know if you should grind for the Infinite Potion and sell it on the marketplace. At what point in the game is it worth it? Early game, mid game, late game. So let's get straight to the numbers. Now, you already know how this goes. I love the math. So each potion sells on the market for 20 billion at max price, which would mean you would take 20 billion silver and divide it by 300, because that's the total number of pity pieces that you will need to craft one of the infinite potions. So that would leave you at an average of 67 million silver per pity piece. Now, if you get lucky and get the full pot piece, it is worth 6.7 billion silver. These numbers are rounded up. So now let's look at some of the grind zones and implement the added silver per hour. So if you're at Shirkan Night, on average you get around 6 pity pieces per hour. So 6 times 67 would equal 402 million silver added per hour. Then you take the already 526 million average and add that to 402, and you get an average of 928 million silver per hour. Pretty good if you ask me. Now let's move on to Blood Wolf Settlement. You get an average of 4 pity pieces per hour there. So you want to take 4 and multiply it by 67, which would equal 268 million silver. Then you want to add the average silver per hour to that. So you would have 268 plus 405, which would equal out to 673 million silver per hour. Huge buff to these spots. Now let's move forward to Tooth Fairy Forest. That's the Forest Ronaros. Now you get an average of 4 pity pieces per hour, meaning you would take 4 and multiply it by 67 million, which would give you 268 million. Then you want to add that to the average silver per hour there, which is 371. So 268 plus 371 is going to put you at a total of 639 million silver per hour. Yet again, very nice, massive buffs here. Now let's look at the average silver per hour based on grinding all of these spots and completing an infinite potion. So you want to take the 928 million silver per hour at Shirkan's and add it to the 673 million silver per hour and the 639 million silver per hour from Blood Wolf Settlement and Tooth Fairy Forest, which would bring you up to a total of 2.24 billion silver per 3 hours. So then you would take that 2.24 billion and divide it by 3. So that will give you 747 million silver per hour. This is going to be an average silver per hour if you're grinding all 3 spots. So I definitely think this is a very viable option for mid-game players that are making anywhere from 5 to 600 million silver per hour in Valencia. This really opens the game up and gives players more options.
Now I would like to specify that these statistics are based on the infinite potion being sold at max price. When the infinite potion patch first drops, there will be an influx of infinite potions being sold because of the simple fact that the infinite potion will be made available to place in your family inventory, thus allowing you to use it on every character. So anyone who has grinded more than 1 infinite potion will be selling that item in the market. So make sure you remember to save your infinite potions for after that influx is over. That way you can make maximum profit. Now, if you want to look at the math and see how much you could make off of it selling at 10 billion, then you would want to subtract around 132 million silver from each total value.
Now, we don't know how long this will be viable, so make sure you pay attention to the market and make sure that the infinite potions are selling and there are not a lot on the market. because if your infinite potion doesn't sell, then all these numbers right here mean nothing. Now let's move on to the MP potion. So the first spot you're going to grind for the MP potion is going to be Mansion Forest. So on average you get around 4 pity pieces per hour at Mansion Forest. Multiply that by 67, which is going to give you 268 million silver per hour added, plus the base rate of 443 million silver per hour is going to equal out to 711 million silver per hour. Then we move to Trish Ruins. That's going to be around 4 pity pieces per hour times 67, which is going to give you 268 million silver per hour plus 329, which is going to give you a total of 597 million silver per hour. Then we have Navarin Steep, which is completely a piling steep of garbage. This is horrible. I've never tested it myself. Now I'm going off of all of the Garmoth stats here, so this is actually going to be a little bit below average for numbers here, but this is just a base, you know, a base value that we can look at and do some. So Navarin Steep is going to be around 4 pity pieces per hour times 67, which is going to be 268 million silver added, plus the base trash and loot value is 128 million. Horrible, PA, please fix this. This spot needs a buff. This is complete trash. And then it's going to put you at around 396 million silver per hour. Now let's take an average of all 3 spots, which would be 711 million silver per hour plus 597 plus 396, which is going to equal out to 1,704 million silver per 3 hours. Then we're going to take 1,704 million silver per 3 hours and divide that by 3. So that would leave you with a total of 568 million silver per hour. I highly recommend that you do not grind out the infinite MP potion. 568 million silver per hour is pretty low to today's standards. You can make over 700 mil an hour grinding the infinite potion pieces on seasons. And I mean, of course you're going to need T4 pets. You're going to need a full grinding setup, but I definitely feel like the HP potion is worth grinding, especially when they're at 20 billion silver. Of course, the pre-orders are going to have to be on there. They're going to have to push it back up to the main price. So if you learned anything from today's video, then learn this. The infinite HP potion will be decent for mid-game, early game grinders that are on season gear. If you're at end game, this is not a viable option. You should be saving your silver up and buying the potion if you don't want to grind it out on seasons. Now, if you're lucky and you hit a full pot piece, then you're making a lot of silver. I mean, that's 6.7 billion silver. Putting that into the equation, then it gives you that chance to hit that big lick. So I really think like this is the best spot to grind on seasons. Overall, a great change in my opinion. I think it makes it more available for the community. This is a must-have item in my opinion. I know I've seen a lot of people say that it's not, but really I think that you really need this. It's such a great quality of life option, and I feel like they need to take it down a notch from a treasure item, because I feel like the further we get into end game content, we need a little bit more health pumping back into our HP pool. So if you learned anything from the video, make sure you drop down there, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that comment section. Let me know, are you going to be grinding for the infinite potion, or are you just going to buy one off the market? Because this is my new go-to spot on seasons. I'm going to be banging out the HP potion on seasons. You know, that's a nice lick. I mean, you say you get 1 piece or you get 2 full pieces per season, you know, a season and a half, there's 20 bill in the bag. And you got all the money that you made from grinding per hour as well, you know? So, I mean, it's a win-win for mid-game, early game, season game players. So that's going to be it for the video. If you're looking for more BDO content, make sure you check out one of these other videos right here, because you know they're going to be lit.